Welcome to Now We're Cooking, where eating gourmet doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. Each week we break down culinary masterpieces from world-famous chefs and take you step by step from choosing the right ingredients to serving them up. Today we've got a lasagna by our guest chef Vincent Charbelle that will knock your socks off. I mean, it's really out of this world. Chef Charbelle is here with us to share his recipe and teach us a few tricks of the trade. Welcome, Chef Charbelle. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Brian.
The lasagna we'll make today is your own recipe?
Yes?
And we'll make it all from scratch.
Certainly, and all with fresh ingredients. That's really the secret to top-notch cooking.
When did you first dream up this special lasagna?
About 8 years ago, I was eating at a friend's party and realized how lifeless most people's lasagna is. I wanted a lasagna with zip, something that would stick to the ribs but wouldn't weigh you down. So I went home that night and baked about 15 trays of it until I came upon this recipe.
Incredible! It took some time, but you really came up with something unique. Well, let's get started. As usual, here on Now We're Cooking, to prove that even amateurs can make meals to die for, we invite a member of our studio audience to lend a hand in the preparation of the dish. Today we have Beatrice from San Diego. Welcome, Beatrice.
Hello.
Are you ready?
I'm really a terrible cook.
That's why you're here, Beatrice, to show the world that you too can make exquisite food. Just give it your best shot.
Okay, I'll try it. I guess the proof is in the pudding, or at least the lasagna in this case.
That's right. Okay, let's take a short commercial break and then we'll pick up with our lasagna where we left off. Hello, welcome back to Now We're Cooking. During the commercial break, we mixed the cheeses and spices, boiled the noodles, and made a sauce from homegrown tomatoes. So now we're ready to put this baby together.
I think I overboiled the noodles.
No, Beatrice, you did fine. You caught them in the nick of time.
Well, that brings up a good point. For lasagnas or any pasta dish that will be baked or reheated later, you want to undercook the noodles. This prevents them from getting soggy when you recook them later.
Absolutely, Brian.
So, let's get to it.
You might notice that Beatrice has laid out the noodles flat while we were waiting to use them. This is so they don't dry in weird positions before we get a chance to put the lasagna together.
Great. Now, the rest of this is really a piece of cake.
You said it. We're just going to put down a layer of noodles, then sauce, then cheese, and keep on like that till we fill the tray. Here, Beatrice, you try.
Okay.
Now, to give this lasagna some kick, you want to lace the lasagna throughout with a grated cheese that has bite. Beatrice is using a nice, robust pecorino cheese. Looking good, Beatrice.
Thanks.
While Beatrice finishes up here, I'll show you a tray that I finished and baked ahead of time.
Let me help you. Can our cameras get a shot of that? Now that's a lasagna you can sink your teeth into. Thanks, Mr. Charbelle. That's all for our show today. Folks, as always, don't forget what we always say here at Now We're Cooking. The devil's in the details, and the secret's in the sauce. To be cooking.
To be on the right track. To be making very good progress. To be on a roll with ideas. Brooke wasn't sure how to begin her novel, but now she has a lot of good ideas and is writing a lot. Now she's really cooking.
To cost an arm and a leg.
To be very expensive. It's a shame something as basic as education should be so expensive. It's a shame that a good education costs an arm and a leg.
To break something down.
To divide something into smaller parts in order to explain it or understand it more easily. On the show, Brian takes complicated recipes and makes them easy to understand by explaining them in detail. He breaks them down for the audience.
Step by step.
One piece or part at a time, little by little. Aaron wanted to learn how to play cribbage, but since it's a complicated card game, Joyce had to explain it one step at a time. She taught him how to play cribbage step by step.
Out of this world.
Outstanding. Incredibly good. Wow, Rosario, you have outdone yourself with this pot roast. It is out of this world.
Tricks of the trade.
Information that experienced people in a field know that makes their work easier or the product of their labor of a better quality. After Jolene understands the basics of wood carving, her teacher, Mr. Tremonti, will tell her some things that only professionals in wood carving know. He will teach her a few tricks of the trade.
From scratch.
Homemade, by hand, from basic rather than pre-packaged ingredients. Mr. Charbelle's lasagna is not from a package. He makes every part of it himself. His lasagna is made from scratch.
Top notch.
Of the highest quality. Boston is home to many well-known universities that provide top-notch educations.
To dream up.
To invent or conceive of. Mr. Charbelle invented this lasagna recipe because he was bored with other recipes. He dreamed it up 8 years ago.
Zip.
Spiciness, flavor, tanginess. Not usually used with reference to sweet foods. Adding a yellow mustard to potato salad will make it more interesting. Yellow mustard will give it some zip. Note that zing, bite, and kick are all used to mean the same thing.
To stick to the ribs.
To be filling, to be substantial. Cletus eats light foods all day, so for dinner he likes to eat something filling and hearty. For dinner, he chooses something that will stick to the ribs.
To weigh someone down.
To make someone feel slow or tired. Said of something experienced as a weight, emotional, physical, psychological, etc. Try to pack everything you need in one bag so that you can save your energy for the walk. Carrying more than one bag will weigh you down.
To come upon.
To discover by accident. While at the used bookstore, Maven happened to find an old copy of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. She came upon an old copy of one of her favorite stories.
To come up with.
To create something original. John came up with a great new idea for a play and has been writing it ever since.
Something to die for.
Something that is amazing or great. If you think this coffee is good, you should try the kind I usually drink. It's truly delicious. It's to die for.
To lend a hand.
To help. This painting is too big for me to hang alone. Would you mind helping me? Would you mind lending me a hand? Notice that a hand can be used to mean help in other expressions. To offer a hand, to ask for a hand, to need a hand, etc.
To give it your best shot.
To try the best that you can. Shahira doesn't know if she's good enough to be on the girls' volleyball team, but she will try out anyway and do the best she can. She will give it her best shot.
The proof is in the pudding.
A saying that means that the true measure of how good something is can only be judged once it is made or done. Greg claims to be a great chess player, but he never agrees to play chess with anyone. I say, the proof is in the pudding.
In the nick of time.
Just in time, with no extra time to spare. It was dark, so Stuart didn't see the deer run in front of his car until the last minute. Thankfully, he stopped just before he hit it. Thankfully, he stopped in the nick of time.
To lay out.
To arrange in a flat position, to spread out. Since Lizzie has trouble thinking clearly in the morning, each night she chooses the outfit she will wear and puts it on the ironing board. She lays out tomorrow's outfit the night before.
Something to sink your teeth into.
To be something of substance or depth. Also used in reference to non-food items. So many Hollywood films are superficial and don't provoke much thought. But the film I just saw is different. It's a movie you can really sink your teeth into.
The devil's in the details.
A saying that means that changes in seemingly small or minor elements can make a big difference in the outcome. Our project was unsuccessful because we ignored the minor steps. The devil's in the details.
The secret's in the sauce.
A saying that means that the secret that makes something special or valuable is hidden or not immediately visible. People always ask Kylie how she makes such delicious meals, and she always smiles and says, "The secret's in the sauce."